Oli the Goalie Tech Reviews here. Today, I thought I'd try something a little different. I'm not really sure if it's going to drum up any new subscriptions, or I'm not even really sure whether I can beat getting another video out, but I thought I'd give it a try. Stick around. So thanks for tuning in today. And today, in my hands is a box. This box has been sent to me from Laurin drums. They are a company out of Quebec, Canada. Robert Laurin is the president, CEO of the company. I want to start by saying, first of all, that I paid for this product. It isn't a paid review. Everything that you're going to hear today is my own feedback. So here's the backstory. I don't know, about maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, I decided I've always loved music and have all kinds of instruments and have learned to play none of them. So finally, I decided I was going to give drums a try. If you can imagine, of all things, you can't have a kit down in your basement and try to learn the drums. Just way too loud. So I picked myself up a set of E-drums, or a kit of E-drums, Nitro Mesh by Alessio, I believe it is, and really like the setup. But I found that as I was just tapping around, the snare seemed a little bit small, the rim was a little bit high, and I just didn't really like the feel of it. And again, I don't know a lot about drumming. I literally have not taken a single lesson except for a few of the beginner lessons on Drumeo, and that was more about the setup of the kit itself. I haven't got to anything in regards to learning the actual drum. So anyways, I wanted to look up the possibility of getting an E-Snare, and I did some searching on the internet and watching some videos on YouTube, and found this company, Laurin Drums, and watched a few of their videos and were quite impressed by the product. So reached out to Robert, just basically asked him if I could get one of these sent. Again, without any sponsorship. This whole video is done on my own. And he did provide me with a set of drumsticks, which we'll see are in the box. I placed the order, and it's finally here. And I'm quite excited to open it up and take a look, and I wanted to share that with you. And then I think after I've done the unboxing, I will head downstairs, throw it in the old snare stand, give it a few bangs and beats just to kind of see how it sounds and how it looks. And in my complete unprofessional opinion, let you know how I feel about it. So let's get to opening the product right now. So it was a great experience ordering, by the way. Online was fantastic. Robert was great. The shipping was incredibly fast, and considering that you can actually choose a custom wrap for this snare drum. I had about halfway through the process sent Robert an email saying, "Oh, can I change the wrap to this picture instead?" And he was gracious in saying that he would do it. Even though he had actually had these things already started. And then I went back to him and said, okay, let's just stick to the original plan. Just so you know, guys, these things are handmade, and they're made as ordered. They're not something that they have a big storage warehouse and they're stored inside. They put these things together as they're ordered. So it's pretty impressive in the sense of how they run this business. But not only that, the customer service and just the ability to take care of their clients, answering emails, those sort of things, is very impressive. So I've been really happy with the experience so far. Hopefully we'll see if that continues right now, which I can't see anything different from that. So let's get this open. Aha. Drums. I mean sticks. And I'm going to get this box out of the way. Sorry, guys. So let's get this out of the way right now. So in the box was a bunch of paper wrap, and then of course you have the snare itself wrapped in bubble wrap, and plenty of it. So there's certainly no chance this thing is going to get damaged in shipping. Very impressive in a sense of just that little bit of wrapping. So let's unwrap this a little bit. Drum roll, please. No pun intended. My drums are downstairs, so I couldn't do a drum roll. And even if they were up here, I don't have the ability yet to do a drum roll. So one of the first things you'll notice is a card from Laurin Drums, from Robert. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. In the package is also a drum key so that you can adjust and tune the drum. Even though it's an E drum, you can still adjust the bolts to tune it a little bit. I'm not sure that I'm anywhere near that level, but I may, and we'll give it a shot down the road. In the other bubble wrap here is 2 sets, actually, of looks like nylon tipped drums or drumsticks. So thank you, Robert, for that. I appreciate that. That's fantastic. A couple of different lengths by the looks of things. So thank you for those. That's great. Now let's get to why I'm here, and hopefully why all of you are here too. This new E-Snare Drum. And just from what I'm looking at right now, it looks very cool. But let's open it up and get a better look. And I apologize for not the greatest camera angles, etc. But at the end of the day, I just want to bring you this product so that you can see it. In fact, I might even just keep this plastic down here. So, here it is. On the actual mesh, you have the Laurin logo there. Other than that, very clean. Not a whole lot of marketing, etc. The snare that I got is, by the way, is pretty incredible looking. The design. And you have the Laurin logo there. Look at that. That's pretty amazing. And this looks spectacular. Well, you'll have to excuse me. I can hear my cat meowing at the door. So I'm going to go and let her in. Come on. Yes, hello. Okay, I got to get back to my video. All right, sorry about the cat interruption. Maybe I'll have a quick sip of coffee here too. All right, so this, without question, is absolutely beautiful. I love how this thing looks. I am, of course, getting my first look at it with you. I had done watched a couple of reviews previous, a couple of things they spoke about, and granted this is almost 5 years ago, the reviews, and some of the things that they felt were a little bit off. And I actually don't see any of that. One of the things they spoke to was that the mechanisms here that hold the snare covers together seemed a little bit inaccurate, but these are bang on, straight as an arrow. Beautiful. I got to tell you, I wasn't sure what I was going to expect with this, but this thing is incredibly, incredibly beautiful. I love the design. I'm so glad that I went with this one. I think it's spectacular. I think it looks amazing. So a little bit about the snare itself. It is a 2-ply mesh top, so a good solid feel. It doesn't feel too soft. Very similar to the mesh top of my Nitro mesh drums by Alesis. And in fact, it actually even feels a little bit tighter. The bottom has the jack that you can plug into the drum module. So unlike a lot of units that are on the side, for that particular input. This one is actually on the bottom. And I actually kind of prefer that because when it's sitting in the snare stand, there won't be any cable sticking out of the side. And in the particular one that I got has a little drum bag, a drumstick holder, etc. So anything sticking out of the side might actually kind of get in the way. So I actually really prefer that. I see that by holding it out or into the sun, you can absolutely not see through this thing at all. It is definitely heavy plied enough that you can't see through. And one of the things they've obviously improved on, another of the comments from about 5 years ago, was the fact that you could actually see through the bottom, and you could see that the frame that they used to support the snare was wood, and that you could see that they had unfinished it. And I'm happy to say that that is not the case anymore. As a matter of fact, it is impossible to see through this thing. Again, holding it into the light, you can just barely see it. In fact, when I hold it into the light, I can see the contact and the wiring, but that's holding it up against a light. And of course, holding it in, or having it on the snare stand, you're never going to see that ever whatsoever. So from the perspective of, just first glance and how this thing looks, it looks incredible. It really does. Again, going back to this design, that's spectacular. I wasn't sure how I was going to expect this to look, but this is just incredible. I mean, look at this thing. It's beautiful. It literally is a piece of art. Not only is it an E-Snare drum, but it's actually a piece of art at the same time. And I'm really super looking forward to actually giving this a try, hitting it for a few times and just seeing how it sounds. It looks like, and I might be wrong, it's hard to say, but when I look at the inside now, and again holding it up to the light, it almost looks like it's a metal frame, a metal band that goes across to support the frame. But again, I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that, but that may be a change that they've implemented on this over the few years. But again, from a perspective of just the overall build quality, this thing is fantastic. As far as looks go, I don't think you could beat this thing. And I gotta tell you, having this on my kit is going to look amazing. I am so excited to actually go down there and give it a try. So let's wrap up this unboxing, and we'll head downstairs. Actually, let's get a set of sticks out as well. We'll head downstairs, and I'll get it set up. I will then come back and we'll have it set up downstairs. We can have it plugged into my stereo so we can actually hear it through the system. You guys can have a listen. And we'll go from there. So before I start with the placement of the new snare drum, I just wanted to give you a little bit of background as to what I did. So previously I had the snare pad just below the drum module, and I wasn't a huge fan of the big or the smaller bass kick drum. So what I did is I actually moved the snare that I'm not using into the position of the bass drum. So what I end up with is a bigger drum space, and eventually a double kick bass. I can do that as well, which I'm really quite excited about. So eventually what I'd like to do is when I get a double kick set up, I'll be able to do that. There has been a lot of posts online that the Alesis Nitro Mesh kit is not really great if you want to try and do a double kick. So having this bigger snare pad here is fantastic. Then of course what I'm going to do is basically position my snare here. So let's get at it. All right, so just about ready to get this set up. I want to get my audio here, plug this into the stereo. Be right back. Let's see if this is working here. All right. That's about as much as I know. All right, let's get this snare here into position. Oh yeah, I gotta say it looks pretty pretty smashing here. Definitely gonna have to lower it down a bit. If I'm doing something that looks goofy or stupid, it's because I don't know any better. So no, it doesn't seem like there's any like phantom hits that some people were talking about. That's right. That's where I lose. But yeah, so far. Problem with the pedal, pardon me, is that I have no way of locking it on, so it kind of moves forward a little bit, but still works well. All right, so So it sounds really great. Definitely no phantom hits or strikes. Nice and, you know, hitting it when I'm supposed to, but not getting any extra hits like some were saying previously. And again, you know, as I said, I don't know what I'm doing here, so just showing you as far as just the sound goes, but it sounds great. All right, so. But I might have to get this on a bit of an angle. Yeah, we'll try that. But I'll save that for after the video. So, again, good clean hits, no issues with missing, certainly no phantom hits. I'm quite impressed. I love it. I think that it you know, makes the kit look incredible, a much more finished, cool looking design. Oh, I have to make sure that I also align this moonlight thing too. And I know drumming isn't about coolness or how it looks. Well, maybe kind of a little bit, because when you don't know anything, really all you can do is kind of look good. This looks amazing. So far it seems to sound fantastic. I'm really excited about getting into my courses and learning further and actually taking my drumming to sort of the next level. And I want to thank Laurin Drum, and I look forward to using more of the products down the line. In the meantime, thanks everybody for watching. I hope that you take care, stay safe, and we'll talk again soon.
I also wanted to just thank everybody again for taking the time today to watch this video. I say it every single video. I appreciate all of you who take that time to watch. And if you enjoy the same experience and haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Click on the like